Recording and start video recording. Yep, we're good. Okay. Okay, here we go. It's time. In 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to There Will Be Dungeons, where we play D&D so that you don't have to. Well, you should be doing it too. You should go all play your own games, have your own DMs, and get your own adventures going. Hopefully we inspire you in some ways, but we're back, everybody. A reminder, our good friends over at phoenixpearlt.com have something cool for you at /TWBD on that site. Why do you want to check that out? Because there's all kinds of teas you can get. Sleepy time teas, wake me up teas, middle of the afternoon teas, herbal teas, whatever you want. It's there. And a lot of those are based around our campaigns and our goings on here on There Will Be Dungeons. So support it and check it out. That's phoenixpearlt.com /TWBD. All right. Now, without any further ado, here's what happened last time on There Will Be Dungeons.
Previously on There Will Be Dungeons.
Hey, Veggie. How's it going?
Why were you here last time? What do I need? What do I have to do to get rid of all of you? Oh my goodness. Hi, everybody. Come in then. Fine.
I'm going to cast non-detection on all three of them.
With that spell cast, all three of your badges fall off your chests.
I think that implies they're tracking us through our badges.
Oh, shit.
And then Grinkeeper will take it off and drop it to the ground.
I will take mine and hurl it way off into the distance as far as I can.
Wait, what? They're gonna... No. And he goes running after it. No. You're taking it. I don't want anybody coming with it. Where the heck is it? All right, tell me your trees. What do we get? Are you there? What tree? What tree do you live by? Tree. There's a brief moment where he goes, cedar. Okay, everyone walk this way, and holds the person's hand in front and walks over to the next tree. All right, cedar, and and eventually you find yourself in the town square in a great puff of leaves.
People there that are like witnessing this as we arrive?
Yeah, it's like 6 p.m. Everyone's kind of, going about their business. It's getting evening. There's some people visiting the well, and suddenly your party, plus a gnome named Veggie Sticks and all his glamour, arrives in a puff of leaves.
The second we arrive, I would cast Thaumaturgy to create an instantaneous sound that originates from a point within my range.
A beastly roar rings out around the corner, and the old man sleeping in his chair. It's the Bugman! He's back! This isn't any of my business. Bye!
There you go, Kyle. It's now up to you to make sense of what we do to move forward.
So we are there back in Aetimer. We have just collected the final urn of the Kalazar, which opens the door, perhaps, to the Dawnless Dunes. All those urns are inside Grinkeeper's bag of holding at the moment. So all three of you, plus a Veggie Sticks who has just disappeared by touching the tree, arrive in town. A great roar is put out by Thaumaturgy, scaring the local old man, as well as some of the populi in the area. So we're in the bottom fourth, the left-hand bottom fourth of Aetimer right now. That would be southwest side. Grinkeeper lives on the north side. Co, we're quite near your house. And Splendorbelt, you live all the way on the other side of town, out in the farmland.
Right.
Now, Splendorbelt did go back during his time at the bathhouse and speak with a certain Aboleth, and that weighs heavy on his mind as well as his time with the rat brain. But the floor is really yours today in an unprecedented episode of There Will Be Dungeons Delvers. Where do you go?
Well, Grinkeeper is mad. She's madder than mad. And she will hold out her hand and she will tell Splendorbelt and Co., your badges. Give me those badges.
Oh, what are you going to do with them?
I'm going to take them so you guys can go back to where you need to go and they won't track you. I'm going to summon my steed. I'm going to go back and get my armor. And in 2 hours' time, meet me in front of the guild and we are going to get things back.
Oh. You want to fight the guild?
I'm not going to fight anybody. I'm going to call Zoltar out, and he's going to answer for what he's done.
I'll hand over my badge, kind of like, okay, here, like taking my badge.
Yeah, Ko will kind of look at it tentatively and hand it over.
Cool. Now they'll think you're with me.
Okay. Well, if you've got the badges that are going to be tracked, you also have the urns we've been collecting.
Do you want those?
Well, I just don't know if we want the one thing that we need to keep track of with the one person that can be tracked.
You make a good point. Okay. I'll give them to you. And Grinkeeper will open her bag of holding and hand over the urns.
The whole time this conversation's happening, people are scrambling into their homes, having believed some great beast roared nearby, and you all have a rather calm conversation next to the trees. You hear the clanking of metal as guards, or maybe even guildies, are moving their way through the streets looking for the source of the noise nearby.
Okay, we should probably get going. I mean, you could also just throw the badges down the well.
I'm not gonna run from this anymore. I
Oh.
can't believe they did this. What's madder than mad?
Really mad?
I'm really mad right now.
Oh, okay. So 2 hours in front of the guild.
2 hours in front of the guild.
Okay, we'll meet back up. Does that sound good to you two,
Yeah,
Splinter Belt?
yes, this is a good idea.
Okay, Ninja Vanish.
Do you roll stealth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Make a nice Kirk roll into the nearby alley and get on out of there?
It's a 28.
Hey, it's more than a Kirk roll.
There
gone.
once was a satyr, there is now no more.
He's gone. Everyone roll perception checks.
Why won't this roll? Something's wrong with my browser. Reloading. Hold on.
10.
There we go. You said perception?
Yes.
15.
15. What'd you get, Ko?
28.
Of course. Grinkeeper, you said you were going to summon your steed.
Yes, but hearing that there's metal clanking around, she'll go into a bush like she did at the bronze ball. She'll find a nice bush.
Stealth check.
Okay, lowest is a 13.
Okay, all right. So you camp out in the bush, and inside of it you begin the ritual of summoning Fine Steed. This has a voice and somatic component, so the bush rustles occasionally, and whispers of holy nature and steed finding issue forth. We'll return to you in a moment. Splendorbelt, where do you head off?
To the farm.
To the farm.
Yep.
Do you take streets or do you go along alleys?
I would do alleys. Just
All right.
feeling a little, don't want to make a big deal out of any presence of anything. Just going to try to worm my way through.
Stealth check then.
All right. I was afraid you were going to say that. Here you go. With a modifier of -1, that's a whopping 3.
All right. We'll return to you in a moment.
Okay. All right.
Ko, you wind your way through the streets with your awesome know-how and your, what's it now called? Your level 11 ability?
Oh, what is it? I don't know. Reliable talent. That's what
Your reliable talent leading the way. And as you make your way through those alleys that you know so well, not only did you move about 2 months ago or so, but you've been working as a feral elf capturer and healer, and you would know these streets extremely well. Every nook, every cranny, every every drain pipe you could climb up to get a view from a roof. And you easily make your way back towards your home. But as you're walking, you see a sign, a piece of paper, hanging on a nearby pole. And your first thought is a picture of you, much like the rat dream, that this is a wanted poster. But as you look at it critically with such a massive perception, you realize that it's a strange-looking man you've met before with a pipe and a bowler hat, smiling a toothy grin. Dumbledore of Raisin Bunch's picture looks back at you. And it says below it, "The complete expose coming this winter, A Prison City by Dumbledore Raisin Bunch." And then lists many, many accolades as well as descriptors for his upcoming book release.
So it's an advertisement for his book.
Exactly.
And does it give when this book is coming out?
It says coming soon, but among the many descriptors, you read some that catch your eye here, and I will post them in the Discord as well. It says, Aetmer, a city besieged by monsters, for the good of the kingdom, or profiteering most foul. And it goes on and on, listing many, many investigations that he's performed. The Unbound Cassius under house arrest, Everbloom's packed hidden past, the startling truth about Fanny's elementary memoirs, Gigashart's regret, I should have never let Zoltar the Wizened lead the Numenari, a fecal most foul, Tales of Dungeon C4, and Iron Monkey's 3-day hell. Valentine Wildfire tells all. He didn't know, quote unquote. Quote, nobody wanted to know about the bell pants. Frustrated guild artificer reveals the truth about potatoes. Music boxes of ill intent hidden throughout the market. The Withers family betrayal. The ludicrous distress of grandson Alexander. The desperation for riches that drove him to villainy. The Darkest Delvers unmasked, heroes or villains. Competent fools, says Elite Dragonslayer Marsh. All this and more awaits you in Dumbledore's most scandalous book since The Price of Blood, A Kingdom After Dark.
Oh boy.
I've been busy.
Ko would grab one of the posters and tuck it away so he can show everybody else if they don't end up seeing it.
Splenderwelt, with your perception, you find this as well in your alleyway travels.
Okay.
Ko, you make it back home. As you approach the Rat King's, the All Rats, dream lays heavy on your mind, but things seem undisturbed.
All right. First thing Ko would do getting home would be to just sort of let his wife know what's going on and let her know that the guild is up to some shady business.
Bastards.
As you go to open the door, it unlocks normally, but it's stuck on something on the other side.
Okay. Ko would, are there windows? Can I peek in to see if I can see what's going on?
You walk around to one of your windows, you peek in. The curtains are closed.
All right. Is this a two-story house?
Yeah, a small sort of, more of a single room kind of double story with a divide up top for your bedroom and then your child's.
Well, considering his lifestyle, I would assume Ko has a alternative plan on how to get into and out of his own house. Ko would use other means to get in, whether that's a upstairs window and slip in. You know, he's got the skills. gonna try and
Hey.
find another way in the house.
And you've used both. You've gone out the top window. You also have a double door shutter to a basement.
All right, let's go upstairs. Let's go in through a window.
And without any sort of distress, with your massive stealth, you easily climb the trusses and the bricks you've left for yourself in such a way that you make your way up to the upstairs window. You unlock it from the outside, as you have planned to do, and climb in. The curtains are also pulled in here.
All right, we'll put on the dark vision goggles and kind of creep through the house, see if I can discern where everybody is, what's going on.
You make your way through the house, and you carefully head down the stairs, not making a peep. As you reach the bottom, you see Anathala, your wife, crowded about the door. She's viewing out the hole, and there's a chair placed so that it blocks right under the door handle.
Not wanting to totally scare her, though now in the position where it seems somewhat inevitable, Ko would use his psychic whispers and connect to her and just say, "It's me. What is it? What's wrong?"
You do so in such a way that kind of has one of those like, ooh, and builds up for a moment. An attempt not to scare her, but all the same, she jitters and jostles and flips about, nearly falling down, but holding herself. As you make the psychic connection with her, she suddenly seems exhausted, and you get the feeling that she didn't sleep at all last night.
And now that she's on alert, Ko would make himself known. Stop trying to sneak and kind of reveal where he is.
And she immediately knows your presence. After all, you've spent the last 3 months working in town, coming home every single night since you freed her from the Calazar's grasp. You have psychically connected with her and helped her stay calm into sleep. But last night you were gone without warning. And all that emotion, just raw emotion, fear, comes washing over the psychic connection at you. And then at the tail end of it, like the caboose, is just exhaustion. And she falls to her knees.
Damn.
Is she asleep or just tired?
Just tired. And as it goes, the kettle starts whistling over on the stovetop.
All right, Ko would go down and kind of help her up and say, knowing what's going on, "I'm sorry I couldn't be here. Let me take care of it. I'll get you some tea. We'll get you resting."
She looks up at you. And as you go to kind of pick her up and help her up, she grabs you down to her level and gives you a hug and whispers in your ear, "You're ending this, right?"
We're trying to. That's where we were. I think we found a way to get to where the Calazar is. And our plan is to take the fight to him, but I think something's going on with the guild. They definitely don't want us down there, and they've been tracking us, we found out, on our badges, and I don't know. Something just doesn't make sense with them. And I found this, and I'll show her the poster for the book and say, it sounds like there's more going on. I don't know what he discovered, but it certainly sounds like something is going on in this town, and I think the guild's at the heart of it.
Raisin Punch, he left a letter for you.
He did?
She looks over to the table nearby, across sort of the island there in front of the stovetop.
Ko doesn't break the hug, but it telepathically floats over to his hand.
So sort of over the shoulder, reaching out.
Yes.
It's sealed still, It has a waxy press on the back that notes that it still contains and has not been opened. It says the Daily Quest upon it. And the words written in beautiful, beautiful curly handwriting says, if you agree to an exclusive interview, the content inside is for you.
Ko doesn't even think about it. He breaks it open.
Inside is a small piece of paper, and it says Cassius is being kept at the Wildfire Estate.
This is good information. I'm not gonna lie. I think I need to go back out. And I don't think this is quite done yet for the day. I've got a couple hours here. Maybe we can get caught up. I can let you know what's going on. Get you some rest. But I am gonna have to go back out.
Those people are still down there, Ko. It's been 3 months. Why hasn't the guild done anything?
Well, if I had to guess, I would say money. This whole town has changed into a big advertisement for a dungeon. It's good for the town. That would be my guess. But I don't know. It could be maybe the Calazar got to one of the guild masters, or maybe they're just that dumb. I don't know. But we gotta put an end to it.
She's started having dreams too.
When did that start?
While you were gone. That's why I stayed awake in case I had to be here.
Okay.
We go to Splendor Belt in the alleyway.
All right.
You look left, you look right, and immediately step on a cattail and stumble into a pile of old cans.
My gosh.
Wow. You know, a tiny part of me was hoping you forgot my role, but you didn't. You got it.
The
Yeah.
DM's job.
Yeah.
As you stumble about, you hear some, what was that? What was that? I'll get it. And walking around the corner comes Boonfellow, the dwarf back from the First Sons Brotherhood. Hey, Splendor Belt. Good to see ya.
Yes. Funny bumping into you back here.
Why, what you doing there?
I just stumbled a bit trying to find shortcut back to farm, and just got a little, turned around perhaps.
Hey, you know, there's a beast around here.
Oh, do tell. What is this beast?
Deception?
Do I not know?
Well, you're the source of the beast. You made the thaumaturgy that made the roar.
Oh, that's what he's referring to?
Yeah.
No, I would know that then. I would say, what would he say to that? I'd say, oh, that sounds very scary. Don't be very careful, whatever it is.
That's still a deception roll. Let's see it.
Okay. Fair enough. Here we go. I will touch myself lightly without anyone noticing and give myself a D4.
There is no subtle touching of oneself.
No.
In fact,
boy.
let's take a look at this.
That
This
gives
is
me
guidance.
a total of
It does have
9.
a vocal and somatic, so you basically have to grab your holy symbol and kind of.
Well, in that case, I'll not do that, and I'll just take the roll of 5.
I pray for good deception this day. I have no idea what it is.
So 5.
Right, you are, sir. Splendor Belt. I believe you're supposed to come with me now.
Why?
Guildmaster's looking for you.
I will see him in due time. I have to. I have responsibilities at the farm I must take care of.
The potato farm.
Yes, I have employees who need to be paid.
Edgar Boonfellow looks very sad for a moment. And he too communicates a level of exhaustion you haven't seen in him before. You know, things are changing around here, Splenderbelt. I'm gonna let you go.
Hold on, let me get this straight. You say, you have been ordered to take me back?
We were sent out to look for certain delvers.
Huh. Well, I would be much obliged if you let me pass, and I'll be back. Just have to, I have responsibilities. Must do them first, and then I can come back.
Aye. If you succeed in your mission, find Phelan for me.
Okay. I will do this.
Didn't see ya. And he walks on.
It was nice not seeing you either, and I go the other way.
What? Who was that? And he walks around the corner.
All right.
You proceed onward and can make a new stealth check if you wish.
Sure. Okay, this time I'll grab my symbol and go guide my hand while and I'll do a little vocal thing. And then I'll roll. Whoops. Stealth. So futile. Oh, it's not bad. An 18. I'll still add the D4. So that's a 21.
21. Very nice.
I'm sorry, 20. 18 plus
all
2
the
is
same.
20. Yeah.
You make your way through the alleyways and streets. You come to the large road that leads north to south in Atimer, and manage to act pretty casual as you cross it. And in fact, you'd now be right in range of the Pelorian Temple. So a cleric out and about doesn't look too suspicious. But as you cross the main street, a announcement reaches your ears from a sort of thespian as he hollers out across the street. Lo, lo, behold, the newest song by Ginger Lime. I shall perform it of now to promote the great writings of one Dumbledore of Raisin Punch. Two of light, one of shadow, to cleanse the dark for those who follow. Of love and gold, of love of life, a hero's love for stricken wife. Nightmares not do they cure, thy deeds awaken, Atimer. But lo, they delve into the deep, blighted by the villain's creep. One heart pure, two hearts of greed, return foretold, not guaranteed. Dark awaits, all and ever, the plight foretold for darkest delver. And he takes a bow. And people, not a bad one by Ginger Lime. I enjoyed it quite like. Did you know it's inspired by the prophets of Min Maximus? Very well. Oh, fine. I'm going to buy that book. That sounds like an interesting book indeed.
All right. I would take note that that the Delvers were invoked in this song, and that it was Dumbledore's book that they're talking about. And then I would continue moving toward the farm unabated.
And you do so. In fact, the song, even calling over a crowd, makes your ease of passage across the main street that much easier.
Nice.
You make your way across the bridge and back into the farmland. It's about this time that when Grinkeeper finishes her great ritual performed inside a bush.
It's glowing pink by this time.
So the inner light, like like how people really stuff those Christmas lights inside the bush sometimes.
Oh yeah.
It's got an inner
it's
glow.
just gotten brighter and brighter.
and then as all the leaves fly off it, and a great
Elk.
jumps out, and a great elk, a great male elk with the horns and
Oh
everything.
yes, we're talking king of the forest levels.
Whoa. It's a big elk.
Excellent. Does it have a saddle, or are you riding bareback?
Bareback.
Well, then let's do a handle animal.
Is there a handle animal?
Animal handling.
Oh, animal handling. Thank you.
Yes, pardon me.
It threw me for a second.
So what?
Oh.
What? They make creepy noises, so it's not like a no, it's more of like a as it leaps out of the bush, and Grinkeeper is thrown on her back into the glowing bush, which slowly fades. But of course, the steed under your command, your loyal steed, awaits you up ahead.
All right, she'll have it kneel down on all fours and see if she can't mount it that way.
You do so. You may roll again, or you may grasp it thusly that it looks like you are scared for the whole ride.
She's gonna roll animal handling because she's not scared at the moment.
Okay.
But if it starts off and it fails, then she absolutely would hold on for dear life because she's gonna be going faster than she's ever gone before.
Very good.
It's a 5, so she's horrified. This is not.
It's not
This
going
is
So
not a good look.
Right, it's not a beauteous ride. You really dig your hands into that fur and what elks have of a mane, which is not much. So you kind of grasp the entire neck and bend down, but the elk transports you across town. What path do you take?
She's gonna go around town to the school. She figures there's less traffic that way. And then when she gets to the school grounds, she's going to dismount and leave the elk up top to pretend to nibble grass while she goes downstairs.
Okay. You make your way left out of the square here then in the southwest side of town and ride up, and this would put you exactly across from the Goodwine estate as you turn right and make your way up and around all the estates, riding past the various noble homes, including the Wildfire home, and then make your way out to the Loran Ilfelkir school. You pull up, you have a key to the gate, you let yourself in, and your magnificent King of the Forest steed attempts to perform some sort of casualness as it eats nearby grasses in the finely manicured lawns of the finishing school. You make your way over to the fountain.
So she will open the fountain, and while she's within a mile of her steed, they can communicate telepathically. So she's going to leave the steed to let her know if anything shows up, and she's going to still hold on to those badges.
All right, and you're doing this with great energy and anger.
Very anger. Really angry anger.
Perhaps even justice as a paladin?
Yes, righteous, furious justice.
All right. The stairs descend downward, and you march with great purpose. You make your way to the great door, charisma check, as you summon forth the heart blade of Loran and thrust it towards the door.
It's a 1. She's so mad she can't even see.
You fumble with the blade, and it falls to the ground.
Oh,
It gets
no.
wet in the caverns down here, and you have to wipe it off on your skirt. You pick it up yet again. Find your
7.
resolve. We return to Ko.
Oh no.
Perfect.
Ko, about 10 minutes have passed. You've had time to complete the tea that Anathela was working on and go check on your daughter. She's doing well in the room. She slept the night. She just merely complains of some odd dreams of a great desert that she saw.
Poe would take a bit of time to spend with his family. I mean, I have time, so, we're right by the guild, so I figure we got a couple hours. So
Yeah,
one of the
currently,
things I would do...
we arrived right at 6, so it would be 6:20 right now.
Okay. So I would do a psionic recovery to get an additional psychic point back, because I've been spending them a good deal. And then for equivalence, I would spend a short rest with my family.
Sounds very good. Over tea and whatnot.
Yeah.
So just sort of camping out at the moment.
Yeah.
Very good. Splendor Belt, your walk has continued, but it's quite a ways out to the farm.
Sure.
And you realize that from the guild, it's usually taken you about an hour. So you'll arrive and then have to immediately turn around. With at least some time to say hello, if that's what you wish.
Well, my main goal is, his goal is to get there and to get his conscience right and get everybody paid and talk to, is it Glipoma?
Yeah, Glipoma would be your salesman, the Kuatoa.
Right. But Noparopa, the dude that needs me to get shit done for him, he's the snake guy, right? Or do I have them mixed
Correct.
up? Yeah. He's I want to pay him all a bunch of gold, and I want to talk to him about his rescue need that we have been ignoring, or that I have been ignoring. So that's what my goal would be. I wouldn't even have to be there very long. I just want to get there, pay some money, pat everybody on the head, tell them they're all awesome. I hope they continue to stay with me, and tell him, just maybe start a conversation about what we're going to do for him.
So you make your way across the bridge using the last of your stealth check, and then as you get into the farmlands, walking on the two-tracked dirt road. Basically, the only fact that there's a road is the fact that a cart moves up and down here occasionally.
Okay.
Your mind wanders back and back to the Deep Winds Spa, where that night you decided to once again go talk to the Aboleth, this time with a purpose.
Ah, the Splendor Belt returns to me. What curiosity has reached him? Ooh, that's good.
And one of the flumps has a brush and is brushing his head, and a bunch of soapy suds are scrubbing up from it.
Okay.
We're in a flashback of your night at the Deep Wind Spa.
But I remember it all, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
This is what you're thinking as you walk to the road.
Okay. Can you give me a flashback synopsis of what was said there? Because my memory sucks and I don't remember.
Sure. You were going to question him about the location of Princess Hissia, as well as even ask about perhaps the Minotaurs or see if you could speak to them again.
Right.
And in your memory, you remember...
Ruthalamad knows what you seek. You have been struck with guilt after speaking with the All-Rat. I shall provide because you amuse me. Princess Hissia lays in the darkest, deepest levels of the Dawnless Dunes. There she toils and works on the Kalazar's great machine.
Okay. Well, that's good to know, because I would want to share that with Noparopa when I get there.
Is there any questions you remember or wanted to ask from this meeting?
No, not that I can think of. Like, he would be really, really single-minded about this whole reparations thing right now. Like he wants to fix that. Because that felt real. Rat or no rat.
Very good, very good. Begone then. I prepare for my exfoliation.
Yeah, I wouldn't hang around for that in the flashback or otherwise. I don't want to see that.
And you continue to walk with these thoughts heavy on your mind. Grinkeeper once again picks up the blade of Loran, thrusts it into the keyhole.
It's a 12.
It's a 12. It opens, but only just. She must use her fingers into the cracks and eventually pull it open with raw strength.
She doesn't have time to wait.
As she enters the den of Elfilkir, the starlight sings from above and sprinkles down below. The spirits, the blue spirits wrapped in parchments and papers of old enchantments. Take her armor, and lead her to the vestments of the Ran Ilfelkir.
Grinkeeper will take a deep breath and she'll go for them. She'll start walking towards it.
You walk towards it dramatically. Charisma roll.
Charisma.
10.
10, you reach up and attempt to penetrate the barrier that protects this beautiful, shining armor. And once again, you are pushed back. You descend to the bed. You need to find your resolve.
She's gonna get up and go again.
The music is so good.
It was on a 20, but it ended up on a 2, a 4.
A 4.
Holy crap.
The armor eludes you. You must believe in yourself. You go to the mirror and look inside, hoping to perhaps see yourself speak to you again. A religion check.
An 8.
You look deep into your own eyes, and nothing happens. Splendorbelt, you continue to walk towards the farm.
Yeah.
As you approach, you see a familiar cart.
Uh-oh. Wait. Oh, okay. Is it the one I think it is?
The very same.
Ah!
You see the good wine cart out in front.
Hate this
And
guy.
you see Noparopa, Muck Muck Group, Glipoma, all gathered about. You see Chad Brad still out in the field.
Okay. Does Chad Brad see me?
His scarecrow's post does twist slightly, as it often does as you approach.
Okay.
And one of his hands gives a little wave.
I would wave back. But seems like first order of business is to go see what these guys are talking about and why they're here. Bastards.
As you round the cart, they haven't quite noticed you yet. Glipoma is exchanging paperwork, and money is being passed between the good wines, and Glipoma in particular. Noparopa stands there, his snake head scowling, his arms crossed in his usual sort of He-Man attire. The Muck Muck group, the Bullywug, the large frogmen, his eyes are pointing different directions as per usual. He sort of smacks his lips, not quite knowing what's going on, but he's more of your pest control in the first place.
Yeah.
And we have. Am I doing it right? Is this the right?
I don't know what. No, wait, that isn't it.
That's
It's like the under.
definitely a new voice.
No,
This is-
this is what I was looking for.
Yeah, there it
I
is.
was looking for this button. And then we have an agreement. We're very happy with our acquisitions that we've been having with the Splendorbelt Farm. There we go. I'm actually Mr. Goodwine, not Marvin.
Wow.
Marvin's here too. Marvin's he's driving the cart.
So I hear
But I'm
this. I hear this bit where he's saying, you know, we're having good business. We're happy with the whatever.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
I'm very happy with your shipment. It's been making very, very good alcohol, and we're very pleased with it.
I would roll.
Oh,
up.
Mr. Splendidbelt.
Yes, I'd say, what is this? Why are we having meeting? I was not invited to meeting.
Well, our understanding here was that you didn't take any interest in the business side of your business, so we were conducting business with the Glipoma here.
Okay, I'm just saying it feels strange not to be included in conversation about money.
You are.
Marvin speaks from on top of the cart.
In a venture, we understand this. You're very busy. You're a very busy man, Mr. Splendidbelt. And so we conduct our business here with Glipoma.
And I'll look at Glipoma and say, everything is okay? Is going okay?
Yes, very good. I have begun second harvest.
Oh, this is good. I must speak to my employees when you are done. How much more do you need to be here? I will say to mobster.
We are nearly complete with our business, Mr. Splendidbelt.
Okay.
We have concluded.
Okay, well, is there anything I'm needing to know?
Just that your shipment was well appreciated. We very much appreciate the quality of your Splendidbelt potatoes, and we're very happy that our plow that we donated treated you so well.
Well, this is good to hear. I apologize if I sound skeptical. I've had a rough few days. It is not your fault. I'm just feeling on edge.
Now, this is Marvin talking. I'm up on the cart.
Oh.
Hey, Mr. Splendidbelt, we understand you're adventure type. We merely grow concerned because your employees here haven't been compensated properly.
Yes, this is one of the reasons I am coming back today, to make sure that we are all caught up.
This is excellent to hear. I missed the good one talking now. This is excellent. We're very pleased to hear that the money will change hands in an efficient and productive way. And goodbye, Mr. Splendidbelt.
Goodbye. I wish you a safe trip, I suppose.
Glipoma holds a large bag of gold in his hands and holds it out in front of him to you, supporting the bottom.
Okay, and this is gold from the transaction with the mobsters, right?
Exactly.
So
the
they're
good
paying-
wines we're purchasing, as per your previous discussion, I believe, at the Bronze Ball,
Yeah.
a sum of potatoes to make vodka with.
Okay. Can I tell by eyeballing it how much money it is?
Yeah, let's do a appraisal was a great skill in 3rd edition. What do we got that's like that? Probably
Oh.
investigation.
There was an appraisal?
Insight? Yeah.
That's cool. All right, I'll do insight.
Yeah. No worries.
14.
Yeah, you would guess there's about some, and after all, being a penny pincher yourself, there's about 400 gold in this bag.
Okay. And do I know what I owe everyone? Like, would I have the math necessary to say, okay, you've all been here for so and so many days, and I owe you this much a day, that sort of thing? And would 400 cover it? Because I'm thinking I'll just pay him out of this money that's in that bag.
Roll a
Math
wisdom check.
Oh, wisdom check. Okay. I'm glad there's not a math check. All right, hold on one moment, please. Wisdom. Oh, it's not great. An 8?
An 8. Well, you remember that living on a gold per day is extremely luxurious and could afford a stay at the finest hotels with the finest meals and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So if they've been here for 3 months working for you,
Yeah.
maybe a little longer than that, 90 gold would be a absolutely stellar sum to pay.
Each.
Exactly.
then I would do that. I would go, please gather around for a moment, please. I would say, and have everybody other than Chad, Brad, who can't move, have them all sort of come to that point where we're standing there with that money, if they're not already there.
Well, they're already there. The cart pulls off with the good wines, heading for their estate, and everyone's in front of you with the bag of money that you hold.
All right, I would proceed. So it's a total of 1, 2, 3. 3 of them, right?
Correct.
Okay.
3 of them in front of you.
So I'm just arranging myself on the map here for fun, for the chat. Okay, I would proceed to take 95 gold from each of the 100 of the 400 rather, but 95 per 100, right? And I would hand that to each of them, hoping to not only show good faith in paying them, but they might also notice this number and think, wow, that's above and beyond. I don't know. That's my intent. And I would hand it to all 3 of them and thank them for their work. And if you continue, we'll continue to pay you well. And then I would want to, if we're done here, I'd basically say to Nopa Ropa, if I could have a minute of your time, and we'd probably duck into the building and talk.
All right, let's roll a as the all rats message weighs heavy on your mind. Let's roll a performance or perhaps a persuasion.
Let's do persuasion. It's a little better for me. Jeez. A 9. Kristen's haunting all the rolls. I don't know what's going on there.
It's true.
This is terrible. Man.
As you hand out the money, it's not quite the good Samaritan you were hoping for. It seems to come from a place of fear, perhaps. And Glipoma excitedly holds out his hands and sees the 95 gold poured into them and looks very, very excited. Great riches for my work. And then as he looks up in your face, he kind of falls. Master, are you well?
I am fine. I feel bad it has taken this long to get you paid, and this is all. I'm happy to make sure you are getting paid for your good work, and you have done great work.
Muck Group looks at Glipoma, gives a money, good money, and Muck goes and dumps it into his pants. Noparopa receives the funds and throws them to the ground.
Oh.
Once again, he turns to the sun, which is setting, and raises his hand to block it across his face and makes a fist. I have not worked this long, toiled in your farm, Splendorbelt, for mere gold. I desire the location of my princess.
Yes, this is other thing I came to talk to you about. So please do take the money. It is deserved. It is for you, but also fresh, exciting new plan to find your princess, I'll say. But I need your help to do it.
So you have found her location then?
And I did find precise location, right? Like I can tell him that?
You're aware that she's inside the Dawnless Dunes.
Okay. So still,
of which you now have the keys to.
All right, I would tell him both those things. And I would ask if he wants to accompany us when we do this.
He pulls forth his sword and holds it up to the sky. Yes! Purpose restored. Master Splendorbelt, you have done well on your creed. And he cuts his own hand again and lets the blood run down his fist. I bind myself to you for your upcoming quest.
There's no need to bind yourself to anything, but I appreciate the gesture. I am committed to doing what we had promised. So, if you will have me, I am happy to do this and enlist the help of my friends. Even if not, I will still do it, and you can go too.
This was less passionate than I expected. However, I know you have toiled hard in the darkness to find my princess, and I shall join you on your quest.
Yes, toiled very hard. No, I would say not hard enough. It is time to commit and do what I told you we would do.
Snake Island shall be avenged this day. Do we leave now?
Not quite.
And he kicks the gold into the river.
I realize you are probably short on patience. Would like to move now. I understand this. I would like to also, but unfortunately, you need to just give me a day. I think is what I would say. Given that I know I have to go back.
Then we leave tomorrow. Then.
Yes, let us aim for this. If something changes, I will do all I can to let you know, but I will give it my best effort to do it.
His eye twitches over his snake-like eyes. This is perhaps a persuasion or deception?
Let's do persuasion. Because I really do want to do it. But I also know my schedule is shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like someone wants to have me on their game show, their video game show. I really want to do it, but I'm really, really busy. So I'm going to roll that.
I was going to say, there's a lot of truth suddenly to Splendor Belt.
Yeah, there's a ton of it. Sometimes you're just trying to balance everybody's needs and wants, and you just got to do what you got to do. So here we go. I'm going to roll persuasion. That would be a natural 20 for a 25. Oh, I needed that with him.
So, talk more, because previously you sounded extremely undecisive. But now, in a moment of clarity and leadership,
yeah,
you turn to him and say,
I would say, you have my word, you have my commitment, you have all that I have behind me, including the great Paylor. You have every ounce of me, even to my death, but you have to give me just a small amount of patience while I finish up some work in town, and I will do my very best to be back as soon as I can. But now you have been paid, and you have further promise from me. I hope this will suffice. I'll say to him.
He falls to his knees and scoops up the gold along with the dirt that he's toiled so long in and holds it to his chest. Yes! I shall forge armor anew of this gold at night. My snake friends shall join me. I shall summon them forth, and I will be ready in the morn. With the rising sun of your Paylor, we depart to save the princess.
And I would have a moment, a little cringy moment of, first thing in the morning. But I won't deny it. I'll just say, okay, I will let you know if anything changes. Basically just give myself a window.
Glipoma, I need a forge. Do you know one? And he turns and starts walking that way. You have unlocked what I'm posting in the Discord there.
Okay.
The monster stat block for Nopa Ropa. He'll be joining you on your quest.
Ooh, look at that. I did what you were hoping I'd do. That's great. I love it when a plan comes together. All right. I have that up now.
But there is perhaps one more you wish to talk to here.
Yeah, I would go out to Chad Brad and see how he's doing. Check in with him. Is there anything I can do? That sort of stuff.
But let's check in with Grinkeeper. Her resolve mounting. Turns
With
towards
each
the armor.
failure, she's got the pink rope around her wrist, and she's gonna move it into her fist and grasp it tightly and her eyes are gonna narrow, and she's gonna give it her all. A 15.
Better.
You reach for the armor, and suddenly one of the bells rings nearby. Those bells that lead up to the school, which have never rung since. It rings eerily, with strength and alarm. As you turn, you forget your own personal quest. You realize you must protect the school. In a moment, you reach up past the shield, past the glimmer, and grab the armor. As you pull it forth, the breastplate comes through, shimmering against the light. And the dress that descends downward, the shoulder pads that the plates fold out of, all up into the chest piece, leaving just a single front end of the breastplate.
She'll, having grabbed this, she'll turn toward the bell and she'll look down at this breastplate and hold it against herself as she moves toward the door.
You turn towards the door and press the breastplate against your chest, and it extends over your back and connects. The skirt extends out from the bottom. The tie pops out of the top and ties itself. The blue florals of the dress of Loran extend forth across you. You stand in full plate armor.
And she'll leave and head upstairs to see what the bell is about.
As you head up the steps, you hear screams from the school.
She
Commotion
will
in the
start
windows.
running up the stairs.
You start running towards the school. You extend forth your Loran Heartblade. Inside, you find a hook horror has emerged from the ground. The floorboards pulled up. The beautiful wooden floor asunder.
Where did she come in? She didn't leave the fountain, yeah?
You ran through the front door of the school.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, she will immediately run after the hook horror and take 2 attacks at it.
Make your first attack.
12.
You swing at the hook horror. Your new feature of your class, joining in.
Okay, so base damage is 14. And isn't it 1d8 radiant?
Correct, for your improved divine smite. Whenever you hit with a melee weapon, you deal raw radiant damage.
So 3 radiant damage.
We return to Ko. The tea has simmered. The family has gathered. You stand or sit at the table with 2 pieces of paper in front of you. One, the small note from Dumbledore Raisin Bunch, and of course the advertisement that you picked up outside.
Well, business first. Having concluded my short rest, I'm going to recover another psychic point. And what? We've got about another hour before we're supposed to meet in front of the guild.
Yeah, Splendorbelt walked all the way out to the farm, so it would be 7 o'clock now. So yes, an hour to go.
You know, he's got a lot on his mind, but I think at this point, Ko would spend that hour with his family. I think he'd enjoy all the time he could. So he'd just continue. He'd just stay with them.
Then we return to the farm.
Sweet.
Oh, Spendable, your master. You return.
Yes, I came back to make sure everyone was doing okay and pay some bills and take care of some things. Everything is going good from your point of view.
Yes, the rock is unmoved, undisturbed with your many riches underneath. And the walkers, they work. They work hard.
Well, this is good. do you need anything from me? And the thing is, I spoke to him about Minotaur stuff, but I don't remember what the context was for him, or was there any?
You were going to ask perhaps the Aboleth about the Minotaurs?
Did I glean anything from that? What would I have asked him though? Like, is there a way for him to get back to himself, or like, I don't remember, since we didn't do it live, I don't remember what I would have, or I don't know what I would have made of that conversation.
So, you turn around. You wish to witness my exfoliation.
Yeah, I didn't actually leave. I like this.
You question of the Minotaurs of Minotaur Mesa.
Yes.
They are
Perhaps I should
cursed.
explain. I have one under my employ who is not really his old self, and I'll tell him the whole story about Chad Brad and what state he's in and all that.
The curse. The curse of the Kalzar, what keeps them alive in their state. They would have rotted and died long ago. Skeletons they are. While the Kalazar lives, they may live, but in a corrupted state.
Nothing can be done to, break my friend out of his condition.
Oh, you have a friendly Minotaur then. Yes, I see it in your mind. Yes, Chad Brad. Oh, he is sweet to you.
He is very nice, and as much as I appreciate this help and like what he is doing, I don't think it's fair for me to keep him in servitude. I perhaps should give him a choice, I guess is what I'm saying, if I can.
Yes, though you are the villain in his story now.
What does this mean?
Defeating the Kalazar, his curse. The Minotaurs will fall.
This is guaranteed to happen.
Very so, for it is the Kalazar's curse that keeps them in everlasting undead life. Ooh, that is most good, Scrub Deeper.
This
A
is
moral quandary, is it?
yeah, it's a real sticky wicket. All right.
You wish to play the hero?
I wish to do right by the people around me and those who have supported, have been good. He has been great. He's been good and great since taking on his form that he is in now.
Well, then you may liberate them with their help.
With whose help?
The Minotaurs.
Ah, yes.
If you wish to have your lawful good ending, perhaps speak with the Minotaur leaders. Find them below the mesa. Get them on your side. Have them help you at the Kalazar, and they may find peace in their final moments.
Geographically, the mesa and the place where the princess is are how proximate to one another? Are they anywhere near, each other?
The Minotaur Mesa, from what you've gathered, is your farm.
Okay.
But beyond that, you would have to ask more questions, perhaps.
Okay.
So it's as far as your farm is to the staircase that leads below, would be your knowledge at the moment.
Okay. Below the farm. All right. I think that's all I'd need from him. And I would, my intent would be to go back and so now we'll fast forward and I'm in front of Chad Brad there.
Fetch me a Q-tip.
Good. I'm glad there was a little parting moment there. I'll say to Chad Brad, it is possible we can free you from your form now and give you your freedom, but I will need the help of the Minotaurs, which are, I guess they are below us. You know this.
Oh, the master has chosen to reconstitute me.
Yes, I think it is only fair. You've done great work.
I would weep if I could, but the curse.
Is save your weeping for a different day. You've served me well, and perhaps you can continue on after you are freed, but that will be your choice and not something you are forced into, or you can't do anything about.
So we quest to the Minotaurs of Minotaur Mesa.
Yes. My
I
understanding,
have my body?
they may be the only people that can free you from this, to reconstitute you and your body in your normal form, if it is possible at all.
Could I have my body?
You can, yes. I don't know. We have to talk to them. I hope so. That is my intent is to make you whole.
Oh, you buried my body when you defeated me.
Yes.
When I was under control of the hag.
Yes. I just don't know how they take this corroded, rotted remains and make it work again for you. I don't know. We have to ask. But I'm willing to do this, even if it means risking, their distrust and attack. I would rather do this to help you than not.
Then we go together to the Minotaurs.
Yes, we can do this. Although I have to go back to town, so we have to do this later, okay? I have a scheduling problem right now. It's kind of a problem, but I will go. I will come back, tuck your head in bag, and we will go speak to Minotaurs and see if we can't fix this.
Okay.
So just a little patience is all I'm asking.
I wait here. I have no choice, but I wait.
Okay, you have my commitment, and I'll take my leave. And I'll say to him, I'll say, by the way, there is gold for you, and this is all done, and you're back to being a creature that can spend gold. I will give you gold as well.
Okay. Goodbye, master.
Okay, I see you later, and I'll leave with the intent of getting back in time for the meet. And with me, I need to add some gold here. So, I gave 95 for every 100, so that means I should just have what, 50 bucks, or no, what do I have left? 40 bucks?
You would have in the bag of gold 115 gold pieces.
115. So I'm just going to add that to my inventory. Hold on, just so I don't forget it. 115. All right, it's added. Okay. I will now make my way, having, I think, talked to everybody who needs to be talked to, make my way back to town.
Grinkeeper, you slay the hook horror before your fellow students and turn. Knowing that you have spent some 40 minutes mustering yourself in the mirror, you know it's time to get down to the guild. You head outside. You climb onto your steed. And you roll.
A 19.
The steed rears, kicks its hooves out, makes that noise that steeds do when they are giant elks, and the gate blows open. You hear something of Lady Vesta being like, "Not the gate," as you go through the gate, but all the same, it blows open, and you head down the main street. You turn, you make a right, and head directly to the guild.
And while she's riding, she's gonna be calling out, "Town meeting in front of the guild! Town meeting in front of the guild!" 8 o'clock would be the time, right?
Correct. What would you like to roll with this to gather the peoples?
Not diplomacy, hold on. Persuasion.
All right. Let it rip.
13.
Some people respond to this call and follow with curiosity towards the guild. Ko, you emerge from your house and you hear Grinkeeper hollering across the streets.
I would catch on to what she was trying to do and try and support her, so I would probably follow behind and not quite as just like yelling to everybody, but anybody I see, I would kind of do a word of encouragement, like, yeah, let's go see what's going on. We need answers, try and convince people to join as well.
Basically, Prince Aliing the genie as you jump around, maybe stealth between people.
Yeah, I got under a 10, so thanks to my reliable talent, it becomes a 10, which makes it a 14.
Nice.
Okay. All right. You managed to pique some curiosity. You find a group of people singing a rather odd bit of poetry, and you manage to gain their attention. I posted in the Discord there the poetry you'd be hearing on repeat there in the town square. Splendorbelt, you're walking back through town.
Yep.
You head past the guild wall that surrounds the governor's square, leading down into the Underdark.
Yeah.
And as you do, you see out in front of you a steed, a mighty elk being ridden by Grinkeeper, who's wearing shining armor with a blue dress behind.
Wow.
She holds forth her sword and calls the people to the guild.
That's intense. I would quicken my pace and head that direction.
A crowd gathers outside the guild, and there we will take our break.
Perfect. All right, we're going to take a break, everybody. Don't go too far. Give yourself, 8 to 10 minutes to pee, whatever you need to do. And we'll be back with more. There will be dungeons shortly.
I was muted in the thingy.
muted.
I was muted.
Muted. All right, excellent.
Mutiny.
Mutiny is right. Let's continue on. And here we go. In 3, 2, 1. And we're back for the second part of today's session. Kyle, pick it up where we left off.
Grinkeeper heads down the street of Aetmer, which ends in the guild. She pulls up her elkin steed outside and says,
Zoldar, come face justice.
do you want to rear your elk or anything along those lines, or make any sort of roll with this? Intimidation, maybe?
It's more diplomatic than intimidation.
There's a roll for that too.
So persuasion, right?
Yeah.
I just don't like that it's called persuasion. Oh, ooh, it's a 1.
Roll an animal handling.
Handle animaling.
A 9.
9. As you go to yell these justice-filled words, you slip on your elk and you bump your nose into its neck. Your words catch in your throat.
Zoldar! Come out here!
Would you like to try again?
Yes.
Okay.
$14.
Splendorbelt walks down the road. He sees a crowd gathering. Ko, moving slyly about them like a shadow, whispering in their ears encouragement of routiness. Grinkeeper, an elkback, calls forth Zoldar, who, kind of confused, walks his way out of the guild, seeing a large mass of people. Many guildlings are also gathering about. You see them all in their various alloy armors that they've gathered from the dungeons below. The majority of them you do not know. They're the many, many silvers that have descended on this town. However, amongst the people, you spy one Granny Goggles. You see the Tortolans who run the shop. You even see one Gruber Lifton looking out his windows. Everybody has started to take note of this call out that has begun from Grinkeeper. Zoldar emerges, and he has with him two guildies that look like they're servicing as guards. They also wear the alloys of the underground dungeons. He pats himself straight. He adjusts his large wizened collar around his neck and his golds. What is the meaning of this?
Grinkeeper will grab the badges and she'll throw them at his feet. You were tracking us.
Aye, we track all our adventurers using the divination.
No, this is different. Zoldar, your time here is done.
This is absurd.
You are going to reinstate Cassius, and you are going to send these adventurers on their own adventures. This town was a town that was protected by love. Ko's love for his wife, Splendorbelt's love for his potatoes, mine for Gentleman Cavalier, and Cassius for Selenar. And you showed up, and for 3 months you've done nothing. We have suffered. The townsfolk have suffered. This town has suffered. And it's done.
Roll a roll with that.
Roll a roll.
There are many to choose from.
15 persuasion. Diplomacy.
Now you listen here, little girl. You have been allowed to maintain your activities due to our kindness. Aetmer is a backwater city.
How dare you, Zoldar? This is no backwater city. If it was, why did you call all these people in here? You've shown up with greed. With greed, Zoldar, you have infested this town with it.
Greed? Greed? The people of the kingdom suffer every day at the hands of the vampires.
And our people here are suffering every day because you refuse to let us do our ordained duty.
100 gold leaguers have been created over these 3 months, questing in the caverns below.
But they didn't find the quest themselves. This isn't their story. This is our story, Zoldar, and if you don't leave, we will force you out.
Hey, come now. And he kind of turns to the crowd. Come now. You have all been made the riches from our activities here and promoted to the gold leagues, which will have greater treasures beyond. The kingdom
But what about the missing people, Zoldar? It's been 3 months. They could be dead. There are girls from my school down there.
Splendorbelt, Ko, is there anything you'd like to do during this momentary pause in the conversation as Zoldar looks taken aback?
We are hearing all of it, right? We're there by now, like in proximity and all that.
You're in the crowd, kind of a concave around this conversation. Grinkeeper has taken up a center position in front of the guild, the big guild building with its red roof out in front of you and its large windows. Zoldar stands directly in front of the door with 2 silver leagues who look like they've been employed as his guards. You can see, particularly Ko sees, the employees of the guild, Clearstone, Jimmy the Soup, all kind of pressed against the window inside as they watch on. The many shopkeepers, the many people of this town have gathered.
I would step 2 or so feet out of the ring of people, the crescent of people, just as a sign of solidarity and, mace is out and in my hands.
Oh, an aggressive stance.
Yeah, not like, not really intending to intimidate as much as just I'm showing I'm prepared and prepared for whatever. Because it's getting heated.
Ko would step forward out of the group, feeling emboldened by Grinkeeper's speech, and then suddenly feeling the eyes of everybody upon him, which is not comfortable to him, would kind of look at them and go, my name's Ko Spiros, and my wife was one of the people inflicted, and For the past several days, nights, weeks, I don't even remember how long it's been. I've been hunting down, honestly, our loved ones, people we know and care about that have been turned into creatures placed under control against their will by an evil that resides in the dungeons. You all might have earned some money out here, and maybe you've become a better class adventurer, sure, but how many of you are without people you care about, friends, neighbors, loved ones, while the guild has sat here and done nothing? I'm telling you, we have the means and the knowledge to take this fight to the being that has hurt all of you, all of us, that has diminished us. We can fight him, and the guild won't let us. They've removed the one person who led this guild and wanted to make a change. They've made us sit on the sidelines even as we got closer and closer to the truth. They didn't even want me helping in the ways that I was able to. They've held us back, and it's time for us to say no more.
Grinkeeper will give a hurrah to that.
The crowd looks on. They see three individuals that have stepped forward. They see Ko, who has just delivered an emotional beat to the story. If you'd like to make a roll with it, go for it.
Sure.
Grinkeeper, who has led this charge. And all eyes kind of wander over casually to Splendorbelt, who has also stepped forward. And they all look eager to hear what this man has to say.
With my talent, it would be a 14.
That's right. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. That's true. And then all eyes on Splendorbelt.
All right, I would say, many of you here, you have depended on us to find and relinquish this place from evil. You've sent us to kill creatures that you cannot take care of yourselves, and we did so with clear eyes and real intent. And to find out that perhaps some of the corruption we are out to fight is actually happening here beneath our own feet, well, this is too much for us. And I stand with my comrades and am prepared to do whatever it takes.
Would you like to make a roll with it?
Yeah, let's do.
You got your maces out. I'd say intimidation.
Yeah, that feels intimidating. All right, here goes. Oh, it's almost a nat 20. A 19.
Still pretty darn good.
Nice.
Yeah. Everyone kind of shirks back at that, and you can feel a wave of shame move across all the Silver Leaguers. Zoldar the Wizen, though, seems unmoved by it until he looks to his left and his right. Well, hey now, I made you all rich. These delvers took all the year's funding with their activities, which ruined the Bronze Ball.
We didn't ruin the Bronze Ball. The Calazar ruined the Bronze Ball, and now we have the means to stop him, and you are stopping us.
And he would have been in slumber if it not been for you awakening one wife.
Sleep implies he'd wake up again anyway. When? 100 years from now? 1,000 years from now? This ends. The Min-Maximus decided our group because he foretold that we were going to end this. Do you really want to stand in our way?
He foretold you may also lose your lives on this foolish quest.
Then we will die. It's not foolish. You're foolish with your greed.
Come now. Surely, into my office we can talk this over.
No, Zoldar. You are relieved of your duty in this town. Cassius is taking it back, and you are going back to the guild. And if I hear you are doing this to other towns, I will go to the guild headquarters myself.
At that, Clearstone emerges, and she has a large parchment in her hands. That's right. That's right. I can sit by no longer. Grinkeeper, here. The names. The names of all 30 that have disappeared. Read
Thank you.
them.
Okay. And she'll grab the parchment and she'll read 10 of the names, and then she'll pass it down to Splendor with the intention of him reading 10 and then Ko to read 10.
And you all together do this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You read across the 30 names of the various high elves, half elves, wood elves who were taken during the Bronze Ball incident. And this does not account for the many, many more who have disappeared in its wake. And as this happens, the crowd grows silent. And they all murmur about themselves. Why wasn't this told? Why didn't we hear this? I know that person. Is that where they've been? I thought they were traveling. And lots of that's right, begin to ring out among. Selenar stands with you now. And more guildies step forward to join your line. Grinkeeper, you look around you. And you see the guild as it was. Back before Zolar the Wizened invited all these silvers. Those that you had quested with long ago stand by your side.
And Grinkeeper will look to them. Well, she'll look at everybody, and she'll smile and give a very thankful, proud nod. And then she'll look back at Zoldar, and she'll go, "In the name of love for this town, you get out of here, and don't come back."
Yeah! Yeah! Get out of here, Zoldar! Yeah, get out of here! We're sick of this! We're taking our town back! Yeah! And people begin to ring out, and they agree with this notion. And he shrinks back. Starts to push the doors of the guild open behind him as he walks.
I'd start to follow. He's not going to get to retreat into the guild and hide.
So Ko, you kind of break the line as everyone sort of cheers and gathers around Grinkeeper in this moment and go after him inside the guild. The crowd is enamored with Grinkeeper, and they surround her, they cheer her. They talk of the names that she listed. And in that way, Ko, you and Zoltar are forgotten as he kind of closes the door behind him. And you see him fumbling with his keys to the back office area.
I was just going to continue to follow for right now.
Do you stealth?
Yeah, if he doesn't know I'm here, he's not advertising it. He's just watching him.
Then roll a stealth.
The 23.
You watch him, he drops the keys, phooey, and picks them back up and works the key lock again. Okay, and heads out and closes the door behind him.
Before he would close it, Ko would put his hand up and block the door.
Letting your hand be closed in the door, or you mean like kind of like putting a hand against it?
Putting a hand against it.
Who's there?
I'm making sure you do the right thing.
Ko, listen, your friend has clearly enamored the crowd. It's time to lay low and let this moment pass.
No, it's time for you to pack your things and get Cassius. I know he's being held at the Wildfire Estate. He comes back, you go. There's no laying low.
Ko, we must understand. You are personally invested. This operation was beyond your...
I just listened to you tell a crowd of people that all I had to do was let my wife sleep and be controlled by the Kalazar, and everything would have been okay. Do you really want to try to convince me to be on your side right now?
Ko, are you going to... And he gives a big gulp. Kill me?
I'm here to make sure you do the right thing, which is leave and bring Cassius back. If you don't, that'll be a decision with consequences. If you do, maybe you will have a chance to atone for what you did to this town.
Right. You are correct. Cassius is held at the Wildfire Estates. Must I accompany you there?
I will accompany you.
Very well. Allow me to fetch my riding cloak. And he starts to push the door closed.
No, Ko continues to hold it.
Outside Grinkeeper, you're surrounded by people cheering you. And as they sort of, as this moment fades, they begin to ask, what are you going to do? What's next? And Splendor, you've been kind of caught in this throng of people all around Grinkeeper.
Next.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No,
for
go
it.
ahead. Go ahead.
Next, we get Cassius back. Tonight, we prepare, and tomorrow, Splendor Belt and Ko and I will go down, and we will stop the Kalazar once and for all.
I would a big exaggerated nod from me so everyone can see it, but I wouldn't say anything. I just stand there looking ready and proud.
That nod is kind of shared as everyone starts nigh each other. You catch the eyes of some of the other adventurers around. Boonfellow's there. That's right, that's right. We take back our town. We'll join you, lass.
Awesome. Now we wait for Zoldar to come out and show us where Cassius is.
Dominic Rees, Riley Mancave, Dharma Edstream, Vivian Plume, all the many different groups, those that are left of the original guild, agree with your cause. Take back their town. And as this throng grows in its energy, Ko and Zoldar the Wizened emerge from the guild. Zoldar has his riding cloak about him, and he heads over to a horse. Hey, we ride to the Wildfire Estate then, Mr. Ko.
I want you to remember something as we go. On the way, you may not always be able to see me, and then through psychic whispers directly to his mind, Ko says, but I will definitely be seeing you.
Okay. And he gets on his horse. Now, in this moment, Grinkeeper, the crowd turns, and you can feel an energy, even a violence growing as this man is returned in their midst. And they all look to you.
Thank you for coming out, Zoldar. Now take us to Cassius so we can start setting this town right again.
Okay. And he rides out in front. And the procession makes its way through the center of town, which leads you past the Temple of Palor, where you see in the windows the many stricken, those who haven't been able to speak even stand, like Gigashark, like Selenar Everbloom, watching weakly through the windows. You make your way past the market, which has been completely taken over by the many franchisees of the kingdom, which have benefited from the riches pouring out from the underground. You ride past the wall that surrounds the entire downtown area, the governor's mansion where the hole lies that leads to the Underdark. That takes you up past the Loran Finishing School, where all the girls are gathered outside and see Grinkeeper go by. They all are in shock, having just seen her slay in Loran's own armor, a hook horror before their eyes. and you head down the street towards the Wildfire Estate. Zoldar rides up to the gate, opens it, and heads to the door where he knocks. And he looks back over his shoulder with the kind of weak little thumbs up. All right, one shot. Hey, we're good. She will break the circle, and Cassius will be with us momentarily.
Good. As soon as that's done, you will be free to go.
A minute or two goes by, and Valentine Wildfire, the wife of Wildfire, heads back outside, and accompanying her, looking like nothing ever happened even, with his clothes still well pressed, comes Cassius out the door. He sees the large crowd, the townsfolk, the many silvers, the many bronze gathered before him, even some woodleaguers who got caught up in the excitement. The old guild is all here.
And Grinkeeper will start a cheer to get the energy into a more positive, happy, celebratory sphere.
Performance, persuasion, just raw charisma.
Persuasion's a bit better than raw charisma. A 17.
17. All right, you start. Now is this a slow clap? Like, what are we doing here?
No, this is like a yeah, we're gonna finish this. A hype before the final battle kind of a thing.
Yeah! And the crowd cheers for Cassius, who walks out and takes a very, very light bow. He turns to Wildfire, Lady Wildfire, and takes her hands in his, one over the other. And you see a moment of resolve. He walks by Zolar the Wizened as he passes, heading your way. And his head turns ever slightly to look at him before just walking straight on towards the crowd. Friends! It's good to see you. It seems we have work to do.
While all eyes are on Cassius, Ko would send, again, telepathically a message to Zoldar and just say, while the mood is merry, while people are happy, I would make yourself scarce and get as far away from town as you can. You will not find many friends here.
As his horse turns and he skirts the crowd widely and heads out the gate, you hear back in your mind, I only wanted to help the people of the kingdom first. I meant no harm.
Ko ends the connection between the two of them.
You see him through the gate amongst the crowd as you look amongst them. And you see he kind of looks around, looks over his shoulder, grabs his head, and kicks his horse into a gallop and heads down the street. The crowd cheers Cassius, who walks directly over to Grinkeeper as she's sort of the tall figurehead on her elk among the crowd. Well, Grinkeeper, where are we at?
We need to defeat the Kalazar. We need supplies, we need spells, and tomorrow morning we go.
Tomorrow morning, then. Sounds like you've already been on campaign.
I guess that's what this is, then yes.
Then let's appropriate the funds for such a thing. Everyone who is joining this destined invasion of the Underdark to defeat the Kalazar, to the guild. We shall register you there for campaign and get the supplies ready. The crowd turns and starts heading to the guild. They're all very excited about the funds, about the full access to the magical weapons, perhaps, that lay in the supply closets. And they start making their way. As this crowd disperses and heads down the street yet again, Grinkeeper, Ko, Splendorbelt, you stand still as people part around you until only you, Cassius, and Valentine Wildfire, some 20 feet away, are left in the courtyard.
Ko and Splendorbelt, I've been telling people tomorrow morning. I hope that's okay. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I have to let some people know some things, but I warned them that there could be delays, so it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I want this done. If we're gonna tell them that we're bringing people home, the sooner the better.
Okay.
You've all been quite busy then.
Did you know they kept us out for 3 months?
I'm aware. I'm aware of a few things. Valentine shared with me the gossip.
They didn't hurt you, did they?
No. No, I was merely contained.
Okay.
You were fed and you had water and all this.
And to an extent, yes.
Did they even interrogate you?
I'm afraid there was nothing to interrogate for. They found my goals to conflict with those of the guild. I serve Atimer, first and foremost.
Well, if any among us can appreciate sometimes doing what is necessary, even if it's, not the best seeming course of action, it's me. I'm glad to have you back. I'm glad to have someone who's going to actually fight for what needs to be done.
I hope I've done well by you all, and supplied you with the experience and funds needed to get it this far. You are aware of the prophecy that hangs over you.
That we defeat the Calazar?
That is the beginning of it, anyway.
What's the rest of it?
In short, that you defeat or light the way for those that follow.
What exactly does that mean?
Well, if I can supply you well enough and get you everything and the help you need. Hopefully nothing else. You've come a long way, Delvers. From our very first little venture out to a farm.
Well, it can't be anything else because then Gentleman Cavalier won't be freed.
This is true. This is very true. May that love guide your way.
I'd say it has. This whole time.
Very good.
I'm not worried. If history has taught me anything, we'll pull this off. Maybe even in a single shot. And Ko will flip a psychic dagger very casually.
Oh my lord.
Well done. Well done. Splendorbelt,
Yes.
thank you.
It is part of job.
I know. To the guild then, and we shall get you all outfitted.
All right,
To the
we'll go
guild.
And so you walk with Cassius through the town. The throng of people, the silvers, the bronzers, the wood leagues, all excitedly made their way back to the guild ahead of you while you had this conversation. As you turn to leave, Lady Wildfire Valentine runs up to you, Ko. And she's got still with her, now instead of in the wrap, carrying that baby Dragonborn on her hip. But she still wears her gold-trimmed robes. Find my husband? He didn't mean any of it. He didn't know what he was doing. I'm sorry.
There's a lot of us who have been used or taken advantage of. We're gonna do everything we can. I don't blame him.
He's still alive. I know he's still down there.
I will do everything I can to bring him home.
You head down the street, you make your way to the guild. Inside there's a beautiful party going. Everyone is stoked. The bar has been opened, the food is being dispensed, the guild is alive again. Those silvers that came with the kingdom's rabble, the grinders as they've been come to know, the employees of Zoldar, are not quite allowed and quickly pushed out anytime they attempt to enter. Even the old woodleaguers are joining the party in here. Groinhammers serving drinks. Clearstone looks calm behind the desk as she hands out funds. As Cassius enters, everyone cheers. He dismisses them with a brief wave and heads back behind the desk. He has smoothed out his hands across it. The Darkest Delvers, if you please, to the desk.
There's some cheering.
Yeah, I like that.
Nice.
That was
Yeah.
nice.
A little late.
Ooh.
We approach.
Yes.
If I may, you are now on campaign to defeat the Kalazar. Your funds have been appropriated. The shop is yours, as well as those that are in the town area that remain. 20,000 gold pieces each here, as he dispenses it out on the table. The supplies in terms of food, water, and any extended stay items will be ready in the morning and are not needed with these funds.
Awesome. Thank you.
Is there anything beyond money that you need of me?
Spells. What? Carrie's been studying him, right? The Kalazar. What can we use against him?
Carrie? I mean, I didn't get to see much. I know that you all have done very well for yourselves. Being that he is a being of darkness, radiance, fire, all heavily recommended.
Awesome.
And then, of course, being death. Yes, any sort of protection from necrotic would likely do well in the situation.
Thank you.
It's a very good place to start. Hear that, Splendor Belt? You're going to be extra useful. Ko gives him a nudge.
I am happy to be of more use.
Well then, spend well, and we will see you here in the morning.
Cool. Grinkeeper will start going through all the stuff.
I have provided the shop link. Let me also get you, Grinkeeper, the stats for your armor here. That is the Loran Ilfelkir Radiant Armor. It gives you an enhanced magical alloy. While you're wearing the armor, critical hits against you become normal hits. In addition, if you are subject to a magical effect that makes you make a strength or constitution saving throw to take half damage, you instead take no damage.
Nice.
Where's that ring on here? I want want that ring.
The Featherfall ring?
Yeah.
Uh,
There it is. Ring of feather falling. I want to buy it. Wherever I gotta go to get it.
All right, then you can head out to Gruber Lifton's shop for that.
Okay.
Ko, you're about to turn and head out, get to your evening, whatever it is you do. And Cassius says, one shot, a moment.
Sure. Ko goes over to him.
I know that you've suffered the most throughout this ordeal. I wish you to survive your adventure. And he twists off his finger with great effort, as though it hasn't been removed in a very long time. A ring with a blue gem upon it. Take this, and may it help you in your quest.
Oh, thank you. What is it?
It's a ring from Selenar. She's still under the curse, and much as you, I have a vested interest in the defeating of this Kalazar.
Well, I only have my wife back because of the efforts you put forth. I haven't always been fair to you, but I wouldn't have made it this far without your help, and I intend to repay that.
You can repay me by bringing that back, with you still attached to it. Cassius has given you a ring of free action.
Ooh.
This ring, while wearing this ring, difficult terrain does not cost you extra movement. In addition, magic that can reduce your speed does not affect you, and you can't be paralyzed or restrained.
Very nice.
Spunderbelt, the doors, he swings out the doors, immediately leaves the party, and goes shopping at the nearby shop.
Yep.
We can do that sort of thing offline as well, as there's probably a lot of stuff you might want to peruse over the coming week.
Yep.
And of course, we have a long rest ahead of us to prepare spells and think about the upcoming quest. Let's get you back to the farm then.
Okay.
You've made several purchases, of which we will figure out later. And you head towards the farm. It is evening as you walk, some 9:30 when you arrive, even. Later than that, it'd be about 10:30 when you get back to the farm.
Yeah.
You see in the barn a anvil has been borrowed or constructed. And Noparoma, ting, ting, ting. You see him melting the gold that you gave him. Glipoma is out in the river, his ankle tied around a reed, and he sleeps. And Muck Muck is also in his pile of mud as per usual, snoring loudly. But as you pass the barn where the tinging is happening,
Yeah.
the scarecrow gives a little bounce and turns sideways back towards you.
And we've got how long? If it's 10:30 at night, we have till what time in the morning to be off?
I don't think a time was established.
I guess we didn't.
So we could say
Morning.
there was...
Oh, sorry. It's just, I didn't mean to say that out loud. Everybody go.
We can rewind a little bit. Grinkeeper would be kind of the leader of the rabble, and would have decided the time. So we'll get that from her in a moment.
All right, but I'm gonna have to, whatever I do, I gotta leave an hour before we meet, right?
Yeah. So we can say that whatever time is selected amongst you, you agreed that it would allow you to do what you're planning as well as get the full rest that you were looking for.
Okay, so here's what I would do. I would go over to Chad Brad and I would tell him. Actually, I would No, I would do this to make things easier. I would go to Chad Brad and I would explain to him real full transparency what the plan is, like what we're going to do tomorrow, why we're doing it, why it's important, all of that stuff, and that when that is complete, his situation gets, we'll move up the priority list and we're going to talk to those Minotaurs and get this fixed for him. So I would tell him all of that, and if there's no issue there, I would go over to Noparopa and explain to him the same thing in regards to his quest for the princess. And again, full transparency, exactly what we're doing. It's an honorable thing that we have to follow through, blah, 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 and I would explain that all to him.
When explaining to Chad Brad, do you tell him of what the Aboleth said? That when the Kalazar is defeated, his curse would be removed.
Oh, yeah, I would definitely tell him that.
The curse removed?
Yes. This is what you want, yes?
It is time. The curse is a burden.
I can only imagine, yes.
We Minotaurs, Master Splendorbill, remain. Because the curse, without it we are bones.
Well, I am happy to get to a stage where we can remove this. To do so, though, this fight must happen.
Aye, the Minotaurs shall pass on, and I with them. Might you favor me with my body so I may join the quest?
I don't think that can happen until the curse is lifted. Oh, Wayne, it just occurred to me. Is the curse lifting here in this case, it means that his curse is lifted, but he's done then. He's just dead. Or does this mean he gets his body back?
That's what the Aboleth said. That their lives have been extended by the curse to the point that they turn to bones.
Okay.
Ending the curse means they are bones. And done.
All right, here's what I would tell him. Because talking to the Minotaurs means I may have other options, right?
Sure.
Okay. I would tell him that I have... The plan would be the fight is on, the curse is lifted. He will cease to be for a little while, but then one of the next things I do on my list is I get the Minotaurs involved to see if there's a way to restore Chad Brad to his former self. I'll explain that to him. I don't want him to think curse lifted means anything magical, like he's back and whole. He should know that it means for a time he will be gone. And that if he trusts me, I'll do all I can to reverse that.
We could go to the masters of the Mesa and talk now.
We could, but I need a long rest. That's why I was asking what time we've got, because if there is time, I wouldn't mind doing that.
Well, let's say their time. Grinkeeper, you were kind of leading the rabble here. What time did you say that they would head out, knowing that Splendor Belt would likely need an hour's travel as well as a long rest?
Probably about 9 or 10, because she'd want to do a big breakfast, a final check, and then down.
Very good.
Well, knowing that I think I'm actually, well, okay, so then how long do you think to go to the Mesa and take care of that and be back?
In the Aboleth's mind,
Yeah.
it showed the Mesa being right under your farm.
I'm going to have to find a way down there, though.
Well, you do remember a very large hole was made in the Noble Hollow.
All right. We're going now, I'd tell him. And if he's agreeable, I'd pull his head off the his skull thing off the thing and tuck it under my arm and head toward the hole.
All right. You grab Chad Brad's head off his stake and make your way into the Noble Hollow. You walk into the mud where all the centipedes and bugs move about, the large trees petrified in their state. Anything that falls to the ground is rotten and old. And you make your way to the large hole where the Roper battle took place, where the collapse happened when you interrupt the ritual long ago in Season 1. You make your way underground. The root system that you used to climb is still there. Chad Brad helps lead the way, though his mind is
misty and confused by the curse.
Roll a survival check, and I'll roll one as well, and
For
see
Chad
if the
Brad?
two of you together.
Okay. Whoops, that's no Baropa. Okay, here we go. A natural 20 for 23.
Damn.
Yeah.
I got a 6. So Chad Brad is no help, but you kind of hold out his skull and he kind of, as his memories come back to him slightly, and you use him as a sort of hot and cold system as you navigate the tunnels.
Okay.
This leads you back south, and you can feel with your natural 20, your survival instincts and direction are keen tonight. And it leads you south as you wind through tunnels, all of them dripping and muddy, and the roots are all exposed with the centipedes and roaches all skittering about. But you make your way into a large cavern, and you get the feel you're right under the farm. And on the walls around you, written in Minotaur, are the words, "With great honor and sadness, here lies Korgan Greathorns, Bullion, Nimblehoof, Thunderhunter, Sausage, Goblin Runner, Steppenhoof." Each one of these say, "With great honor and sadness lies here." And below them, a pile of bones. Minotaur bones. You see the skull, you see the rib cages and the leg, the femurs and all this piled below this writing on the wall. And each of them divided some 10 feet apart all around the room in this great big circle. And with them are weapons, great huge maces. Some of them that the wood has rotten off. Axes of full metal and stone that are still in existence. Some just axe heads where the wood is gone.
Okay. Any sign of a living Minotaur? Any burning fires? Any light coming from anywhere?
No light at all. You've been navigating via your dark vision, unless you've said otherwise.
No, that's fine. I would say something. I'd go, "Hello," I'd say. Pretty loud, but not yelling it.
In common?
Yeah, no, in Minotaurish. Or whatever it is that he speaks. What is it he speaks?
Minotaurish.
What is it? It's
just Minotaur, I
It's just
think.
Minotaur? Okay.
Minotaurish probably isn't a bad idea. I like it.
Minotauridian. Whatever it is. I speak it in that.
Will you howl with me, Mr. Splendorbolt?
I'd say, what? Say that again? Oh.
And Chad Brad lets out a great moo into the room.
Did he say howl with me?
Yes, because mooing with me sounds ridiculous.
We wouldn't want that.
No, that'd be
Moo
too
with
much
me.
for Minotaur Mesa.
Yeah. All right. I would catch on and do it with him. I'd go "Moo."
And the two of you together. And fill the darkness with this echoing mooing. And as you do, one of the bone piles rattles, and the skull rolls on top of the rib cage, on top of the femurs, and on top of the bones and the hooves. And raising up and picking up his stone axe over his shoulder comes a large minotaur, bigger than Chad Brad. He walks up to you and sees you holding the skull.
I am Korgon, Greathorn. Ooh.
I am Crandall Splendorbelt the Efficient. This is Chad Brad, and we mean you no harm. We come in peace. I will say in his language.
Chad Brad, is it? No. This is Rugged Heart. My name is Rugged Heart? Yes. Lost to us you are, Rugged Heart. Oh, I'd forgotten my name.
How can you
Why do you bring us the skull of Rugged Heart?
He has been a dutiful and a committed servant for me above. And part of my commitment to him was to find a way to restore him to whatever former glory he could find. It seems there are there no whole minotaurs in this place? Are you all ghostly, skeletal creatures in here?
Sausage is missing an arm, but the majority of us are whole in bone alone.
Well, I suppose we should get to the point. I wish to help Chad Brad become whatever it is he would like to become through your help. Perhaps you can help me do this. We are going to fight. I don't know if you are familiar with the Kalazar, but once the
Dare I speak the name in this Minotaur Missa?
Oh, we have hit nerve. Well, understand, we are also not fans, and we are going to defeat them. And when we do, we understand the curse will lift, and Chad Brad will die. But I would like him to live, so I'm trying to find a way of doing this.
A friend to the Minotaur? Yes, a very good friend. Master Greathorns. Then I call all slumbering Minotaurs to me. Bullion, Steppenhoff.
And he calls all the names of the Minotaurs, and one by one their bones rattle and they reconstruct. And some of them grab forth their weapons that are still intact. Others reach for weapons that aren't there, realize they've rotten away, and look a little sad in a bony sort of way. But eventually they all form a circle and begin mooing and talking amongst themselves in Minotaur.
I think today's title will be Sad in a Bony Kind of Way. I like that. All right, well, I'll watch this occur. And then say, what is it I can do to help?
Do you say this to the group or Chad Brad?
To the group. Chad Brad included, I just want to know what's best for him.
The ones forming the circle with their backs to, I mean, they're all bones, so you can see through the rib cages. You can see basically all of them part and make another sort of C shape in front of you. And this is each of them 9, 13-foot tall Minotaur skeletons, some of them with weapons. It's a menacing sight. And Korgon Greathorns walks forward into the half circle that they've made.
How do we know we can trust you?
I'll bend into a sort of a bow, sort of kneel, and say I only have my word. I can promise you that my intents here are pure. I would not come down here had they were if they were not.
Roll a persuasion, performance, charisma, something.
Persuasion it is. And I will not touch myself before I do it. I'm just going to cross my fingers. Here we go. A 14.
We could defeat him. Yes, you'd be fool to face us all.
And this is Chad Brad as he jumps from your hands and lands on the mud in front of you.
He is honorable. Master Splunderbelt has done all he can to help me with my curse. He seeks to end it for us all. This miserable sadness that takes us. Join us, please.
Greathorn gives a little flick of his head, as though a mane and even a tail would swat at some flies, but he has no skin to do so.
Then Splunderbelt shall be our savior. We join your quest.
So help me to understand, if we are able to take down the Kalazar, what will happen to you?
The curse has aged us beyond our flesh. We will pass, but we will be free,
And this is what you desire.
most of all.
I will mourn Chadbrad, but I think I understand the point. And there, you are sure there is no way to bring your people back after this?
The head of Chadbrad bounces back around to you.
Like hopping around, like just the...
Yeah, just to turn itself around. It kind of, by nature of its jaw hitting the ground, manages to move itself to look back at you.
Yeah.
Splunderbelt, I have seen in you great light and kindness. If you truly believe we can be saved and returned, I believe you.
Well, just kidding. I would say then your faith is well placed. I will do all I can. And if it means it will lift the curse and free you as people, then it will have been a good work indeed. You have my promise, and I'll sort of bow to him. And I'll bow to him, and then I'll bow to Chadbrad, like a special little personal bow to him.
And we follow you now to the Kalazar.
It'd be first thing in morning. We're not leaving yet.
Then first on the morning light, we shall make our emergence.
Yes. And your help will be greatly appreciated, I believe.
Brothers, sisters,
And this is Greathorns talking.
we rest one more night. For in the morn, we end the curse.
And they all moo amongst themselves in a great rowdy pile.
Awesome. Then I will. I'll ask Chadbrad if he wants to stay down there, hang out with his people one last night before we go.
Mr. Splunderbolt, Master, while you continue your hesitance, I wish to join my brethren in battle. Might I have unburied my body?
Yes, of course. We can do this probably tonight. We get Gleepoma to help. We dig it up real fast. You'll have your body back.
Very good. Oh, thank you, Master. I look forward to joining my brethren again.
All right, I'll head up.
And you head back to the farm. You head to the now rather trampled pile of dirt where you remember burying his body so long ago, and you dig it up. And you have now, in your levelage, in your person, I've seen that you can cast Raise Dead.
Mm-hmm.
And such things of that nature. Take a look here at your various spells.
The problem is, though, I thought about that.
Or Create Undead is actually the spell you could use here.
Oh, I see.
To
Yeah, but
reconstitute.
aren't they kind of, will that help? I mean, is it, hold on, where is it? Where the hell's Raise Dead? Raise Dead, Raise Dead. Oh my gosh, why won't this do this?
You got to go to known spells there under your spell list.
Yeah, I'm
because
in
it's
there.
not prepared at the moment.
There it is, known. Okay, Raise Dead. Why can't I find the damn thing?
I can shoot you a link to the spell if that helps.
Yeah, send something over. It'd be easier. Because, so the idea being that maybe that spell will give me what I want for Chad Brad, but the problem is it's not going to help the rest of his people, right? It's not like I got
No, because they're already active undead.
right. Cast type. Okay, you can cast a spell tonight. Choose up to 3 corpses, medium or small humanoid within range. The corpse becomes a ghoul under my control, which you'll have stats for. As a bonus action, each of your turns, you can mentally command any creature you animated with a spell if the creature is within 120 feet.
So by nature of this magic, you could reconstitute Chad Brad. Not necessarily that he would become a ghoul. He would become a skeletal minotaur again.
Okay.
But Create Undead is a necromancy spell. However, in this sort of instance, Paylor may shine his light upon it.
Right. Yeah, I would do that. I'd have to prepare it and do it the next morning, right?
We could do it tonight here for flavor's sake, but it will cost you the 150 gold pieces needed for these specialty gems you spend.
That's totally fine.
So you go to your brick,
Yep.
pull out
stash.
the necessary gems.
Awesome.
You place them in the eyes of Chad Brad, and you perform the ritual.
Yep.
Ritual only takes a minute. The bones reconstruct, and Chad Brad stands. As you haven't seen him before since, what would it be, episode 1 of season 2?
Yeah.
He stands his full 13 feet tall and curls his fingers in and gives a great...
Ooh, Master Splendorbolt, I am whole again.
Yes, you look great. You'd be a huge help in this fight if you are willing.
In addition to Nopa Ropa for the coming climactic battle, you will have 10 skeletal minotaurs on your side.
Nice.
Splinterbelt's coming with an army.
Yeah, no kidding.
One little thing before Splendorbelt and Co parted ways, just to retcon something a little bit.
Okay.
Co, seeing Splendorbelt's ever covetous looking at his ring, would say, Splendorbelt, I can't help but notice you eyeball this and you make little comments every time I fall off a great height with no problems. And I gotta be honest with you, I'm running out of magic to spare on rings and trinkets, so why don't you hold on to this and give him the ring of Featherfall?
Oh, I'm honored by this gift, and I would like scrub around for a potato and hold it out as a counteroffer and just say, you must take this in payment.
Sure. I'll take the potato.
All right.
Now,
I got to attune that
mechanically-
thing, though, right? Yeah, it requires that one requires attunement, and I am.
It does.
I am full up, so I gotta.
I plan to. I think that might have been a change. I didn't think it did before, but I noticed it did when I went to put on the other ring. So
Yeah.
I have other plans for my attunement. So
All right.
will
I'll work.
happily hand it over.
Okay.
I'll
cool,
take
'cause
it.
You've got
but-
enough slots, but you're buying new items. You're saying that will take up those slots.
Yeah. So I'll just I will bring in, and that stuff I can do off air, but yeah, I'll take it gratefully and look forward to the first time I get to fall and not hurt myself.
Awesome. Then we begin a long rest unless anybody else wants to do anything or make any note particular of what they do that night.
Ko is going to, assuming it is okay, it is on the money list, although this is a little weird to get. Ko would like to get a magical tattoo.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I would like to get the Life Well tattoo on his upper back.
It's a hairy back, right?
It's a little
Um,
hairy. It's hairy in
I think-
places.
He has the werewolf patch coming up from his butt, up your mid back.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's like hairy backed.
Yeah.
So what does this tattoo do? Oh, you have resistance to necrotic damage.
And
Very nice.
when I would be reduced to 0 hit points, I drop instead to 1. Can only be used once per day.
All right. Very cool.
Ko would also go and pick up a +3 rapier,
Very cool. A fine purchase.
considering he has now encountered things that his blades do not work on. I was gonna pick up a mace, but I looked at the stats when I added it, and I was like, oh, he's garbage with maces. This isn't good. I'll just poke it to death, I guess.
Need that finesse.
And he'll ask his wife for his dagger back and give her a bad dagger instead.
Mechanically, we understand.
Yes. And then I would also like to pick up a couple of superior... Is it superior? Hold on. Let me find the potion. So I think so far that puts me out about 20,000 gold. But...
Yeah,
this is
10,000
important.
alone for the tattoo, which you get from a rather gruff Goliath.
Let's just make it really even, and I'm gonna pick up 5 potions of supreme healing for another 10,000.
All right, sounds good.
Ko goes on a 30,000 gold spending spree, and that is what he buys.
Awesome. Feel free, of course, to buy other things by the time of our next episode.
Sure.
Grinkeeper?
Grinkeeper goes through the stuff and she settles on a saddle of the Cavalier and an amulet of the Devout. And then she picks up 4 potions of supreme healing. And then she'll think long and hard about what spells she should ready for the next day. And then she'll go back to the school, lay down, hold that pink rope in her hand, and fall asleep, trying to pinpoint where Gentleman Cavalier might be that night.
The saddle of the Cavalier. While in this while in this mount, you cannot be dismounted against your will. Good choice.
Thank you.
Perfect. Oh my gosh, perfect.
Good choice. All
Fake
right.
it till you can afford it, right?
Yep.
Excellent. Then long rest proceeds. Splendor Belt, when you awaken and the dawn is just coming over the horizon, you hear a kong, ching-ling-ling out in the farm.
Okay. I'll go investigate or, get up, get going. Maybe I'd
In
check
the
that.
center,
Yeah.
in the center of your farm, you see where once there was one of your potato plants, a rod, a 2-foot-long shaft has shot forth from the ground, and attached to it a silver chain that goes into the ground.
Like a hitch for something? Like a pole and chain? Like, what am I trying to think of? Like you'd tie a tiger up to it or something?
The tiger?
Well, not a tiger, but you know what I mean. Like,
You're riding tigers.
what's chained to it?
Well, it's in the ground.
Oh, shit. Will I know what that means?
Maybe you'll just have to pull it and find out.
All right. Anyone else there? Just me?
Just you in the morning light. You
Okay.
see a sleeping, or at least still pile of bones. That is Chad Brad.
Mm-hmm.
You see Glipo Ma still tied to his reed. You see Noparopa yelling from the barn, "It is done!" Ha!
Like snake folk do. All right. I will go inspect that chain and pull it.
You pull.
Yeah.
And as it pulls forth from the ground, a sensor? Darn it. I forgot to look up how you say this word. Hang on.
He comes out and goes, "Don't swear."
Sensor. I was thinking like an electronic sensor, but John was thinking like a guy who wants to shut down your free speech.
We can think about one of those balls that have the smoke coming out of it, right?
Yes, yeah, it is called a sensor. Okay, I was just double checking. You pull forth, and golden mist extends forth from a flail with the end shaped like a potato. This is Devotee's sensor.
Whoa.
A mace of magical means, of which I will now link in the Discord. You hear a voice echo from the horizon.
Splendor Belt, you have done well. You have made good on your deeds. I bless you with this.
Oh.
The round head of this flail is perforated with tiny holes, arranged in holy symbols and patterns. The flail counts as a holy symbol for you. When you hit an attack with this flail, the target takes an extra 1d8 radiant damage. As a bonus action, you can speak the command word of the flail to emanate a thin cloud of incense around 10 feet. At the start of your turn, you and other creatures inside this incense regain 1d4 hit points.
Oh my gosh. This
Nice.
is great. Yeah.
So you basically create a magical aura about yourself. And it lasts for 1 minute, which would be 10 rounds.
Let's see, I'm just trying to find it's in here, right? I can't find it.
I put it in the Discord there if you want to look at the item directly, but we will get it added to your
all it
sheet.
did was take me to Tasha's Cauldron of Everything rulebook.
Oh, yes. For adding it to your sheet, we can do that.
Okay.
And we will do that now because we head to the end of this episode. As we take a little bit of extra time here off air, we're going to prepare our weapons, prepare our items. For next week, we descend down the Umbra Flight with Silvers in tow, with guildmates regathered, with 10 Minotaurs, with Noparopa, with the allies we've made. We will place the keys on the altar and perhaps even enter the Dawnless Dunes.
Whoa. I'm excited. That's great. And I'm excited for my companions to see my freaking army of Minotaurs. This is going to be amazing. Everyone's going to want to be around me now. No, that's great. I'm so stoked for this. All right. So you heard the man. That means next week, big stuff. Is it? It's not technically. Is it our finale next week? It is. Right?
2 episodes left.
2 left. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot's going to happen in these 2 episodes. So, if you enjoyed today, boy, howdy, you're going to enjoy it even more then. So be ready for it, okay, everybody? We want you there. I think that is going to do it for us. A quick reminder, if you want to support the show, you can do it by heading on over to therewillbedungeons.com and sign up to be a Dungeons Plus member. It's really, really easy. Lots of great benefits for doing so. And we'd love to have you on board. Thanks to everybody who's already supporting the show in that way. It means a lot to us. I think that's going to do it for us, for me, for Kyle, for Kristen, and for John. We'll see you next time. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.